What's going on, everyone? So if you were here for our last video, you would see or would have seen that we are getting ready to go on a 2,500 mile trip from Indiana all the way to South Dakota, driving this beast right here, and been diagnosing along, trying to figure out what was wrong with it. Officially, we have found out all the problems. I mean, mechanical problems, you can say. So the issue we was having the whole time, basically, so your air filter sometimes sticks out a little low here. So what was going on is I was getting direct airflow to my MAF sensor from the car, and it wasn't an accurate reading of what it was taking in because it was taking turbulent air and giving me wonky, rich, lean mixtures, making the car hesitate, jerk, and bounce all the time. We officially got that done. We did the flower pot mod. We put half a flower pot on our intake and pretty much knocked down the direct air contact, so that way it actually pulls the air in and meters it correctly. What we just did, we just installed us a voltage meter here. It's in the place of our cigarette lighter. Let's be honest, I don't think anyone smokes cigarettes anymore. If you do, you're a dirty butt. You should quit. Your family will thank you, and so will all your friends. Got a cool piece here I want to show you. New scoop. Just a little mid Nismo carbon shift knob. Ooh, I like how it pushes that down. Now maybe it won't rattle. So now we've got our new Nismo shift knob on. Issue is it wouldn't thread. So what we did, grabbed some of this stuff, went ahead, dabbed up the threads, threaded it what we could, seated it on there as best we could. Now we've got our other crank pulley chilling right here. Next step is going to be to remove this one. What we're going to do there is we're going to remove the power steering belt and the alternator belt, and then we'll work on the pulley. Woodruff key still in place. Crank is in good condition. Go ahead and throw a little bit more oil on it, so that way this one doesn't seize on. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the low battery, here's our old crank pulley. You see this little chip? This is what's causing us to squeak really bad on startup. It's power steering belt. If I move back and forth, if I steer it, eventually it'll go away. So, got our old one off. This is the one that's going on it. What we're just going to do is take a little bit of oil, put it down here. Let's get this lubricated so it doesn't seize back up. So that way it'll be just as easy to pull off the next time. Pulley's now torqued to 165 foot-pounds. I believe it's 159 to 174. I always just put it somewhere in the middle. Now, I think we may fit our pulley and try to get our belt on before we move to the power steer. We've got our pulley on. I just had to move it so I could tighten up the the power steering pump, since I loosened it to move it to be able to detension the belt. I noticed or found that in the diagnosing for the cruise control, you got to make sure your horn works. My horn didn't work. I didn't have a fuse. However, I just threw a fuse in. Horn works now, which it didn't before. So I'm thinking hopefully that'll work the solenoid. I mean, we're going to replace the vacuum line on it over here anyways. But so glad that it's here we found that out. We noticed we're missing a fuse here for ABS, and we have an ABS light on. Maybe that's what that is. Be super sick, because then all these would be something super simple and fairly easy to figure out. All right, so now that we got our alternator and power steering belt tightened, we just started the car. We have no more squeal whatsoever. I just seen something wet. That's probably just drips of sweat. I was afraid that it was coolant or something. We did notice we got a little fuel leak here. I'm gonna go find another spring clamp, and we will replace that. We will go ahead and pull the pump fuse. so we can start it and run all the pressure out and not have to worry about anything. Alright, pop our gas cap off. Ouch. Also pop the hatch so we can get into our interior. We may just go ahead and start throwing some of that in so we can get some room here in the back. I think we're gonna go ahead and steal a fuse for this, since we just took another one. Is it gonna hurt? This car's just sitting. It's not gonna need all this. We're gonna use this for our ABS system. Hopefully this will take care of our light. That'll keep me from having to bleed the brakes again, which I believe I've already done. We're just missing the air conditioner fuse. No big deal. Now we're gonna move on back here and pull the strut bar. We have, this isn't meant, however this down here is not cracked and is in great shape. So we're gonna switch all them over. Switch these corner panels because you can see there's a crack. I don't know what's going on. That looks very strange. I hope my clips aren't messed up. We're gonna check and see approximately what's going on with the GoPro. That just looked incredibly choppy. We've got our nice, somewhat clean interior. We now have this light hooked up. Our previous panel didn't even have the light in there. So I'm gonna have to say it's looking way better. Now tomorrow, we're gonna source some of this. We're gonna see about throwing a privacy cover back here just to cover the stuff in the back. And we actually are taking an RB20 transmission up to Chicago to drop off on the way there. So we have to make sure we have room back here to fit that. I think now we're gonna start picking everything up, cleaning up since sunset's coming. We're gonna go ahead and throw, say, each of our panels back in, and we'll see about what we can do with them tomorrow. Maybe we can get these pieces in. I may have needed to put them in before these. However, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it really matters, but we'll find out tomorrow. Catch you then. Yes, guys, I'm so happy. Look, cruise control works. Oh, you have no idea how ecstatic I am for that. Obviously, my attitude probably shows that. Oh my gosh. 16-hour drive in 2 days, and now I don't have to keep my foot on the gas pedal the whole time. I couldn't be happier. So it's the next day, and I think our first step today, we're going to tackle this. We've just got some clear coat we've had for a while, some AH3 paint match, and some primer. A couple different sandpapers. I know I don't need the 150, 220, or the 100. I've got 500 and 1,000 here. Start with the 500, kind of smooth it out a little bit, even though this is the rock guard part. I'm really just wanting to touch it all up, make it one color. I know it's not going to be perfect. It's not what we're going for. I mean, if you look at this fender, it's literally a little wrecked. Rust bubbles. This, I mean, needs a lot of attention. We're just kind of touching some of this up. It's really not meant to be a restore. Just something to make it a little more pleasing on the eye. Go ahead and pulled this clip and this fender liner thread out. Really, you gotta come over here and throw up on video, Tana? Quit eating all that grass. Alright, since smooth is not really what we're going for here, we just want to get everything kind of knocked down to where we can clean it up, give it a little bit of a textured surface. I think we've done pretty good so far. I'm really not worried about this down here. I'm literally just going to paint it tape it where it's at, and take care of that section. This thing's gonna get repainted before long, so again, this is just a touch up. No one's really gonna see it, and plus got some rust back in this corner, so it's not gonna be perfect. The wind is not helping me at all right now. So I'll be the first to admit, I guess I didn't really think about this. Probably shouldn't have used black primer. I don't know, it may not be too late to fix this, so I think we may just wait a minute and we'll go back, touch it up with some gray primer to where our paint color actually comes through. Honestly, since it's still wet, we may just let it dry, hit it with another primer, and then start working our way back. I know it's a little brighter than, say, what you would probably want, and I still need to clean this body line up. I'm gonna let it cure up for a little bit before we go back and do that. So we've already got started here. Guess my deflector's broke. Got started putting the interior back in. We've got this quarter glass section in. Next piece will be down here. We got to clean it up still. Currently working on the hatch. We just got this side. We're going to finish this out, finish this side, and bring it together. Panel installed. Only thing left really is to tighten up the seat belt. We're going to wait a moment to do that. We believe we need a spacer there. Now we've got full interior installed. I go ahead and throw our tops back in. I got one screw up here on this plastic. I gotta fix the seal. After that, on to the next, which may be putting the undershroud on. Down here, so I can have some air guide straight into the radiator instead of losing it straight down to the road. So we're actually not going to put this on because it turns out the 3 bolt holes here on the bottom of this radiator support are all broken. They're all completely clapped, have a stud rusted in there. I mean, it's just not practical, or even probably possible for me to remove it right now. Probably just be something that we take care of when we replace the whole radiator support, because it will need done eventually. You can see our TV's holding a little bit, very slight wiggle. Probably just bring an extra shift knob just in case. Now, as you see, car's straight, wheels crooked. We're gonna pull all this off and we're gonna fix it because it drives me absolutely insane. Got it straight where I think we'd be pretty happy with it. Torque it on nice and tight. Now we've got our wheel all straightened. I think this is pretty much going to be it to get the car ready, other than we'll give it a nice wash tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to try to get some spray glue and we'll fix these before we go. E-top trims, exhaust leak test pipes, it's both the same. We may do that. Just depends how much time we got tomorrow. We got to grab some washer fluid at Walmart tonight, so we're going to grab a couple supplies with the spray glue, and hopefully we can get this all wrapped up tomorrow. Get you guys a video before we head out. What's up, everyone? So today, that's enough to make me angry. Mad if I just ruined my sweatshirt. Freaking screw stuck into my shirt because whatever reason this is moved. Oh man, I wish I had a functioning shop. Frustrating. Anyways, today's the day that we leave for vacation to South Dakota, and pretty much my goal is to get this sweeped up and get the outside of the car washed. So far we've turned out pretty good, pretty clean. Just gotta put our floor mat back in. This thing does not have the best suction. I don't know, I may need to clean and replace the filter, even though I'm pretty sure it's brand new, but we'll figure that out. I think now we're just gonna pull it back here where it'll reach. I'm gonna sweep up most of this rear carpet because it's pretty gross. So it actually turns out that the hose was clogged with a mouse nest from the last car that we sweeped out. Ended up stretching that out, getting it out. Now it's working way better. So I don't know, we may hit the other side one more time, but for now, I think we're pretty solid. So fresh, so clean. So far, I mean, yeah, the car's a hoopty. It doesn't look good in general, but it's cleaning up pretty nice. I mean, you can see a little, definitely on camera, you can see how much brighter the bottom section is. However, I'm satisfied. I really don't care. Compared to what it was a nice order. Well, I think she's all good now. I'm gonna go ahead and say pull some of the old trash sleeves off and get it cleaned up the rest of the way, like these guys. And we'll get to putting the T-top trims back on with our glue over here. Oh, we hit this side with some spray. Hopefully, maybe it will just lay down. However, I probably should have left it in the sun for a little bit, but yeah, as long as it just stays up here, I'm totally cool with that. I may do the same to the other side just so we can keep it up out our way. But I'm just gonna get it all wrapped up and put back together now. So now the car is officially back together. Everything is done that needs to be done except to load up all of our stuff, my tools, my jack, a couple extra sensors, you know, just little things if something goes wrong, so I'm not stranded and I can fix the car and get us out of such predicament. Obviously, I can't just carry everything with me because, well, last time I went to Tennessee, I dang near filled up the trunk. That was on a 2-seater. So now that the car's all put together, we're gonna pick up all of our tools, throw them in the back, all the stuff we need, our bags, etc. We're gonna get loaded up and go. However, before I go, I'd like to go in and edit this video so I can get you guys a video while I'm gone, because it's going to be a week or so. So that being said, it's going to be the end here, guys. So if you like what you see, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Stay tuned for our next video. Peace.